Who drank my goddamn apple juice? Who drank my goddamn
coffee?
Hey, you're now listening to Coffee and Apple Juice, a podcast.
I usually listen to it when I'm on my way to work.
Real, raw, and uncut conversations with Aisha Hadiya.
So what's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Apple Juice, the podcast. I am your lovely host, Aisha Hadiya. I missed y'all. I know y'all missed me. I told y'all I was going to try to be a little bit more consistent with this podcasting thing and just giving y'all the content that y'all desire. I'm working on it. Forgive me. I told y'all I'm outside this summer. I am enjoying my summer. I am at every event that I feel like I need to be at. It feels like it's going to be fun and I'm going to make it home safe. I'm in there. So I'm going to do the best I can to get y'all the content, but I need y'all to understand I'm outside. Okay. So with that being said, I want y'all to take a second and let me introduce my host, my co-host to you guys, or my guest to you guys. This is Rome. Rome, go ahead and tell the people about your podcast as well as yourself, your social medias. If you, whatever you do to promote yourself, I'm going to give you the space to do that right now. Okay.
All right. Say less. This is Rome, comedian and podcaster from the 757. So I'm from Virginia. I host a podcast called No ID, right? Available on all platforms. You click that link in the bio. You also go to my YouTube channel at No ID Media TV. Follow my Instagram at Strictly Rome. Or my podcast at No ID Media TV. Not only will you get podcasts, but you will get clips of my stand-up. No ID Media TV on YouTube. Fan base, which is Black owned. Strictly Rome as well. Just go ahead and subscribe and hit everything. No ID is a little different. We don't do the norm. So I was talking to the host. Of course, I'm gonna let you guys know you can get a variety of anything. You may get a comedian, you may get a musician, you may get a wrestler, you may get a porn star, you may get a dominatrix, you may get a conversation about dating, you may get a conversation about religion, you may get a conversation about sex. So no ideas all across the board. We actually wrapping up season 7 as we speak. So just keep checking it out.
How long have you been podcasting?
I've been podcasting 2.5, comedy for about 3.
Oh, okay, cool. It's been successful for you?
Yeah, I've been doing it. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, you already know it's the grit and the grind. So if you ain't posting, you ain't doing nothing, you ain't gonna make no hits.
Right, I understand. All right, so let's. Oh, excuse me. Oh my God, that was so rude. Okay, so let's get
Smell
into
like
it.
McDonald's.
Right? No, it actually smell like these spiked lemonade. So this is what I've been sipping on, trying to look cute. Anyway, so I want to get into this Big Mac, large fry, side chicken nuggets, and this drink. Okay, let's go ahead and just have this conversation. I want to just go ahead and have this conversation and then be done with it. Okay, let's just go ahead and just. So, if you guys have not been on social media for the past couple of days, a young lady has basically gone viral for trying to expose her baby daddy for only bringing his child something to eat. She has 3 other children outside of his one child with her. And she was at a point where she said she was going to expose him for only bringing his child something to eat and not bringing her other children something to eat. Okay. So I'm gonna insert the clip so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. And then
day my baby daddy come here with one meal for my child, but I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like that's bogus as hell. Like you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there he go, and I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kid? No, I don't get my food stamps to the 7.
Lisa, how is that my problem?
But if you're trying to help out, though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings?
Lisa,
Them are his siblings,
Lisa,
though.
you had to
He not finna eat in front of all his other siblings, and they're not eating on McDonald's. No, why do I gotta put?
Bring him out to the car. I'll let him eat
No. He's not finna eat that shit at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
Lisa, so you telling me that I gotta bring? So when I bring my son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound f***ing dumb.
How is that shit dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are their daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to them other. You had them other kids. They were your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all.
Lisa,
How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's?
So
You know I get food stamps on the 11th.
That ain't 3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine. What
Yeah. McDonald's.
So
You know I get
take
food
care of
stamps on the
4
11th.
That ain't 3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine. What do
Yeah.
I look like? I bring
They're
him-
his siblings.
I bring him
You
food.
knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
No, the f- I did.
Yes, you did.
You expect me to take care of all the kids? They not my kids.
Okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids.
Why are you recording me? First of all,
Because I'm exposing you. Everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy.
I am a good daddy.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this bullshit. You only come here with one fucking piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all then. He can't take that shit.
Listen what you
He
said.
can't eat it.
Maybe if you had 1 or 2, I can maybe. You got it's 3 extra kids. What the? You all like going to my motherfucking account, spending money on all those kids. Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings though. Dumb.
So that's what you gonna go with. That's the one you gonna.
Those
go
are your fucking kids' siblings.
They my.
And we just gonna jump right in because as a mother of 4 children and my children having multiple fathers or different fathers, I have my views and my opinions, but I want to hear from my guest and how he feels about the situation. So let's go ahead and get into it. So Rome, do you have children?
Nah, man, pull out game strong over here, baby. I ain't got nothing.
Okay. So you saw the video, correct?
I saw both videos.
Oh, so it's 2. So you seen the second video where she came out, where she was sitting in a car?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're not talking about that. I don't give no fuck about that. We don't care nothing about that. Let's break down this first video, okay? Because my shit broke down, okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and let you kick it off. Let me know exactly how you feel as far as this man bringing only his child something to eat.
I mean, that's the only child you're responsible for legally. So in this situation, one, she took out the phone, she recorded, trying to expose him for being a deadbeat dad to 3 kids that was not his. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, I watched the video, I watched the clip, I read some of the comments. Then, of course, she going off about, you could have brought this, you could have brought that. I want y'all to pay attention to the video. This man was driving like a 2002 Monte Carlo. So that car about 20 years old. He brought over some processed McDonald's. And then she just going off. And then at the end of the video, she take the food, threw it on the ground. I don't know where she was staying at because I'm damn sure it was I don't know what door that was. That was
it looked like a business, a door to a business or something, right?
Yeah, it didn't look right. She pulled it out. Now me, I've never been in that situation before because I got some boundaries when it comes to dating with kids. Because you gotta deal with personalities. I was curious about where's the other baby daddies at. Right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like the 3, we can say we want to. Can I cuss up here?
Yes, you can. You can.
The 3
yourself.
That nutted and shot that club up. Where is they at? You understand what I'm saying? Where was they at? Where was the 3 before me? Because that's what I'm looking at.
He did state that the youngest child is his. So yeah.
The youngest is his. And Shawty just went off. She was probably already stressed out because she said, I don't get my food stamps to the 7th.
Then she
Oh,
said
okay.
the 11th, but okay.
Yeah. Then she switched up and said the 11th. I was like, yo, I don't know. I was riding with the dad. I mean, I probably would have been a little petty and bought a pizza. But then again, like, was that pizza gonna be good enough to feed 5 people? Because she knows she was gonna get her piece. But nobody won that shit at the end of the day. She threw that shit all on the ground and shit. I'm like, yo, Charlotte kind of going crazy. But she was probably stressed out already. Or, in my eyes, she tried to pull a little hustle, like you said, like, oh, I don't get them to the 7th. I don't get them to the 11th. Because some women will test you and see how far you will go for them or for their kids. Just saying.
Okay. So y'all know when I get to going, I get going, so I can talk. Okay. So let's break this video down. All right. She knew this man was coming. Okay. Because she had the camera recording before he even pulled up. So she knew he was coming. And 9 times out of 10, she knew why he was coming. Because apparently him bringing food for his child is something he does on a regular basis. Because he said, I bring food every other day, right? So why not communicate to him, hey, let me cash app you so you can bring something for everybody else?
She had no money though.
That's besides the point. But hey, come, and he even offered to, okay, well, let my baby come and eat in the car with me, or let him go with me so he can eat, and then I'll bring him back. So at the end of the day, that child, we don't want that child who is getting the McDonald's. We don't want him to be resented by his other sisters and brothers because of the fact that his father is present. Okay. We don't want his other sisters and brothers to resent him, to be jealous of him, to feel like he's getting special treatment because his father is in the picture and their father isn't. Right now, I'm in the middle when it comes to this situation, only because I understand the father's point of view. Yes, I'm only responsible for my child. And I can understand her frustration because regardless of what she feed her other kids, they gonna feel some type of way because it's not McDonald's. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I get it, right? Now, the type of men that I deal with, they not just gonna feed one, they not just gonna bring food for one child. They gonna make sure everybody in this house eat. And if not, I'm gonna at least say, well, hey, if you coming over here with food, let me cash app you so you can bring food for everybody, or hey, pick up something for everybody and I'll pay you when you get here, however the case may be. Like, we're gonna work it out so that everybody is eating, right? What I did not like about it, I felt like baby girl felt entitled. I felt like she felt entitled. Technically, this man don't have to do for your other children. Once the relationship is severed, his only responsibility is his child. And you're trying to paint this picture that this man is some deadbeat only because he's not doing for your other children who have their own father. You're trying to put the blame on him for what your other baby fathers are not stepping up and doing. I felt like baby girl was extremely wrong. She felt entitled. And then to throw the food down on the ground, I thought that was extremely childish. And that right there, I can see why she's on baby daddy number 4, or I can see why she's back single, taking care of children by herself. I can see why men don't want to be involved with a woman like her, because who wants to put up with that? Who wants to put up with that? She was recording before he got there. So, girl, you knew he was coming. Why not just ask him, hey, I understand that you bringing food for just your child, but is there any way possible you can feed everybody else? Or is there any way possible you can bring enough for everybody else? Because like you said, a pizza would have been a great idea. You know what I'm saying? Or, I mean, I just feel like her recording it backfired on her because she thought she was going to go viral for making him look stupid. But really, sis, you look stupid. Times is hard, and you're expecting a man to not only take care of his biological responsibilities, but the responsibilities of other men, and he is no longer in a relationship nor obligated to do so.
I think like a lot of people feel like, cause I had a friend in a situation where they had, there was 2 kids. One kid was with him and his baby mama, another one with that one. And they feel like sometimes you have to not only take care of that child, you gotta take care of them. You gotta take care of that sibling. Cause they might feel like there's some resentment. But honestly, things happen. I don't know the status of their relationship. I really don't know the status. It can be something terminal. It can be something toxic. That's why his ass gave up. But Shorty just looks so stupid for doing that.
Yeah.
And then lying. Like that right there was like, that was just dumb. You shouldn't even have pulled the phone out.
She really shouldn't have. But like I said, that backfired on her, and she didn't think it was gonna go that way. She really didn't think it was gonna go that way. Now, like my oldest son, his father, when he come and pick up my son, he pick up my youngest son too. So like he built like that. If he bringing food for one, he gonna bring food for all. If he's sending toys for one, he gonna send toys for my other son too. I don't too much really involve him with the girls, but whatever the case may be, it's some men out here that are like that. And I feel like she expected him to be that type or be built that way, and he just not. Now, we're not mad at him for not being built that way, because at the end of the day, his only responsibility is that one child he has with her. But you do have some men that are just cut from a different cloth, and if one gonna eat, they all gonna eat. They just care that much, so.
But like this a factor that you got to throw in too, right? So he go ahead and go feed them other 4 kids. How them other daddies gonna feel when they go, oh, Mr. Darius brought me McDonald's. What can you do? You know what I'm saying?
But why would we care how they feel if they not even bringing McDonald's?
Because men are a little territorial.
And that's fine, but they need to be territorial when it comes to their responsibilities.
Some of them ain't. Some of them will.
And that's where
some of them ain't.
That's where a problem lies with a lot of men. They be feeling some type of way when it comes to another man. But how can you be mad that a man is doing what you're not doing when it comes to your responsibility?
Yeah. I just said it's like no dude got time to fight 3 other baby daddies. That's all I'm saying. Because let's just say as a hypothetical buddy brung, say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna take the kids out to get something. All the kids, my son, the other 3. Boom. All right, cool. Now what happens if he out in public and they see him? Maybe I'm reaching or something. Like one of the baby daddies like see him like, oh, you got my son on here or something. Because it was never stated the other 3 was actually getting taken care of by they daddy. They probably was pulling up right after she pulled the video up. Maybe she just had a beef with that one because something ill didn't happen between the 2 of them. That love seed, I'm gonna sound like an old head. I'm gonna sound crazy when I'm about to say that love spell shit. That shit is real. When you start going skin to skin, so you said we can go raw, right, on this podcast. Mm-hmm. All right, because I done had this happen to me. When you start going skin to skin with somebody, when you taking that rubber off, because when a man, I'm sounding crazy, when a man is circumcised, their feelings is actually cut off. So that's why they don't really show no emotion. When you start going skin to skin with somebody, when you start shooting somebody's club up, coming inside of them, you're transferring your energy into somebody. So there's still some feelings there. That semen demon shit is extremely real. You start catching feelings. I know from firsthand experience. I shot a club up and I was going a little crazy. I had to step back and ask the OG, like, what's going on? He's like, man, that's a semen demon. I Googled the bullshit and I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense why I was acting like that. Like, you get territorial. Like, damn, like, he's sitting out here feeding her chicken. Let me go back her some ramen noodles or something. I don't know. You get like territorial. Man, it's some feelings. It was more than just about that McDonald's and taking care of that one child. It was some feelings in there. It was some feelings that was rehashing. It could have been he broke up with her because he got tired of dealing with the baby daddies. Or he got tired of paying for that shit. Because you think about it, A Big Mac meal, that's $7 a pop. So that's 7. Then I got times that by 4. That's about $28, tax and shit. Probably bring you about $33. I'm driving a 2002 Monte Carlo. You in a building somewhere, and I probably gotta get you a meal too. So that's how I get another 7. I'm about $40, $50 in the hole at McDonald's. For what? Because another person didn't step up, or maybe trying to play a game. It could be factors. Now, Shorty did say like, oh, he was paying for McDonald's for the kids, taking them out to eat before, we had the child. But what happened to make y'all break up after that child? After that child was born? What happened? And just speaking from a man, we do a lot to try and impress the woman in the dating phase anyway. We're trying to court y'all. And some of us need to go and keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real with you. If that was me, or you threw that McDonald's up, I would have had no papers. I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and try and file for custody, go get my son out. Since you can't afford to take care of him, you got 3 other mouths to feed, then I'll just take him out the house. And you just visit him on the weekends. Or are them other daddies paying child support? Probably not. She don't want to put him on child support, but she want him to take care of him. She know where them damn daddies is at. They still in contact.
Okay, so let's back it up. Okay, so I'm not gonna say you wrong about the semen demon. I know a lot about that and a lot about sex magic and things of that nature, right? Be looking for an episode on that coming up real soon. But I feel like at the end of the day, regardless of the feelings being involved, that ain't got nothing to do with the fact that she mad at this man for not doing what he don't have to do. Like you right. We don't know the whole story. We don't know where the other daddy's at. We don't know if it's any resentment as far as the other baby daddies in this particular baby. We don't know. But what we do know is she's mad at this young man for not feeding 3 other children that he did not conceive, that did not come from his loins. Okay. So they are not his responsibility. Now, what he did when he was in a relationship with her, he was supposed to, because they're in a relationship. But once that relationship is severed, once they are no longer in a relationship, technically his responsibility is just his responsibility, which is that one child. Now, personally, I don't care to do a lot of dating, and like I tried the dating thing with my kids, but I've gotten to a point where I don't really care to date with now that my children are getting older. I don't care to date, because what's going to happen is my children are going to get to know this guy that I'm dating, and 6 months to a year, 2-3 years down the line, if something happens between me and this guy where we break up, he's not obligated to continue to look after my kids, do for them, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, even though the relationship between me and him is done, it's going to be a little harder on my kids to sever a relationship between them and him. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, me personally, I don't care to date. I'm not interested in dating right now, only because not only when you come into my situation, you're not just dating me, you dating my kids. And if it don't work out between me and you, then it's not going to work out between y'all or my kids and him. So it's like, that's just a whole lot of that I don't want to have to deal with at the moment. But in this particular situation, what he was doing for her and her kids while they was together, he was supposed to. Now, once the relationship ends, that's where it gets tricky, because even though he's not in a relationship with her anymore, them kids may not understand exactly what's going on. So they may feel some type of way. Well, why is such and such bringing you food and not bringing us food? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, not only did he have to break up with her, but he had to break up with the kids too. We can't be mad at this man for only wanting to take care of his responsibility, which is his son. We can't be mad at him. We can't fault him for that. We can't be mad at him at all, because technically his only child with her is his only responsibility. You see what I'm saying? Now, like I said, you got some men out here that's just built a little different. You got men out here that's built a little different. They gonna bring food for everybody, regardless of what the resentment is between him and her. You know, you got people that's just built a little different, you know. So it's like it really just depends on who you dealing with, you know. But like I said, the way she acted in that video, I can definitely see why she's single or why she's not in a relationship with any of her children's fathers, because I feel like the way she acted was just extremely like irresponsible, petty, childish. Like, why would you throw the food down? Why would you do that? And then it's like, I hate to say this because I'm a mother as well, and I know how sometimes times do get hard, but you need to be looking at other options if you ain't got no food to feed your children and you're depending on somebody who these children aren't even related to feed them.
Why she ain't go to the food bank? If it was that bad.
Or why didn't you just call the other fathers of the other children to see about getting him to help out with food?
Yeah, like why you ain't go to the food bank?
That's why I say it's a lot of information about this situation that I feel like I want to know, you know, what's the relationship between you and your other baby daddies? You know, how long ago has it been since you and this last baby daddy broke up? Did y'all break up on good terms? Did y'all break up on bad terms? She was trying to expose him to make him look bad, but she made herself look bad because it is not his responsibility to feed your other children, regardless of his standards, regardless of any of that. It's not his responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So we have a new guest coming in. Are you Chris?
Yes, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you? Okay, Chris. So we're gonna give you a couple minutes to go ahead and tell us a little bit about your podcast and your platform, and then we would love to hear your opinions on this whole McDonald's situation.
Okay. How everybody doing? My name is Brothers Ross, Chris. I put tours and concerts in the podcast and came along around COVID hit around 2020. So I started doing the podcast. And my take on what's going on with the situation that so many people are talking about. I don't think what he's doing is wrong. However, I do remember back in the day, it wouldn't be a problem. It wasn't a problem back then with Black men taking care of other children that wasn't his.
Right.
And, you know, excuse me, women, for saying this right here. It was a different time. Women were raised different back then. So the appreciation of the woman or the man that would come over there, whether he had children by her or not, it was just she had 4 or 5 children, whether she had 6 children. The women had a total different appreciation for the men being so doing stuff to other, you know, men's children. It was a no-brainer back in the day. However, things have changed. So guys feel like, hey, it's not mine. Reason to do anything extra. You know?
Right.
So,
do you have children?
Yeah, all mine grown.
Oh, okay. So let's put you in this situation. If this was you in this situation, would you have just provided food for your child, or would you have brought food for all of the children?
Okay. Depending on the relationship her and I have.
You in a relationship with this particular woman, you have one child with her. She has 3 other children outside of your child.
We're in a relationship, we're not. We're in one already.
We putting you in the shoes of the guy in the video.
Okay, hold on. Now, to me, it seemed like he wasn't in a relationship with her. They just screwing around.
Right.
He just happened to have a child by her. Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. That's you. Okay, would you have brought food for just your child, or would you have brought food for everybody? And you can be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm really thinking about it because me and her are sleeping with each other. We're still sleeping with each other.
Yeah, because she did mention that
Right. So
In the second video, she did mention that they still sleep with each other from time to time.
yeah. You feel me? Yeah, I would.
You
Because
would?
we still doing our little thing on the side or whatever. You feel me? Then yeah, hey, listen, I'm on my have you fed the children or whatever? I got them.
Yeah.
You feel me? But I'm not gonna be the sole provider for those children. But the fact that me and her sleep with each other, then yes, that's a no-brainer right there. That's just the type of way us men are raised. That's like she don't even have to ask.
Yeah. So like I was saying earlier, men like that are very rare. They cut from a different cloth. You just have some men that will make sure that everybody in the house eat. And then you have some men that are just solely concerned with their own responsibilities, which is the child that they have. So you say you do have kids, Rome. You said you don't have any children, but if you did have children and you was in this situation, you and the baby mama, y'all not together, but y'all sleep with each other from time to time, and you have one child with her, would you have brought everybody food or just your child food? You still on mute, Rome.
I was still bring my child food.
I can't be mad at you for that.
I was still bring my child food. And honestly, like we said, semen demons, man. I wouldn't be sleeping with her. After that breakup, I still wouldn't be. I'm good. I just
ain't nobody gonna complain about free milk. So
I mean, I understand that one, but is the milk really free? And I'm not talking about like finance. This is talking about like that mental shit. Because like we broke up for a reason. The sex ain't that fire. I would use my right hand before I go back to some toxic shit just because the sex is good. I'm good. Hell no. I'm at a point in my life. Hell no. Now probably, I'll say I probably would have bought like a pizza. But I'm gonna tell them we're gonna have a conversation about like we need to go over your budget. We need to sit down. Or I probably want some bologna, ham, and cheese and some bread up in that bitch. And y'all gonna make sandwiches until you figure it out. We gonna ride to the food bank, go get something. But, I'd be on the fence. Let's keep it. Let me just retract my statement. I'd be on the fence. I'm all over the place. The sex ain't that goddamn good though. Not for me to be in that type of shit.
So let's take the sex out. We just talking about you as a man, your standards, your morals. You have a child in the house with 3 other children, and it's now from the video and from what was stated in the video, he does this on a regular basis. He bring his child food on a regular basis. So this ain't nothing new that he done, you know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new. Okay.
And why would the phone come out this one day?
Like we already know her motive. She was trying to expose him, but that backfired. So we're not really concerning ourselves with that. But like my question for you is, regardless of you and this girl still having sex or not, y'all was in a relationship, y'all broke up, you have a child there, you know her other kids, even though they're not biologically yours, you know them, you spent time with them before because you used to be in a relationship with their mama, and you finna bring your child something to eat, and you know them other kids is there. You not bringing food for everybody?
Man, I'm gonna sound like Michael Jordan, man. Fuck them kids. Daddy needs to step up.
Okay. I can't be mad. I cannot be mad at your response because technically your child is just your responsibility. I get it. Now, a lot of people are wondering, has the baby mama done anything for like any kids that didn't belong to her? Me personally, I have been in that situation. I remember going shopping for my son who was just born, and I ended up buying clothes and shoes for my baby daddy other children because I knew the baby mama, was kind of down bad. She wasn't gonna be able to do it. I had a little bit of extra money, so I went ahead and bought everybody clothes and shoes or whatever. I didn't do it for my baby daddy. I didn't do it for the baby mama. I more so did it because that's just the type of person that I am. I'm just, like I said, it's a lot of us that's just built different. We're gonna make sure everybody in the house eat. I'm not just gonna bring food and watch somebody eat in front of somebody else.
You and your ex, y'all didn't have no no bad blood, right? Period.
No, my ex is my best friend. Me and my baby daddy, we like this. We can call each other and talk about bitches and hoes and niggas and everything.
So see, listen, some of these situations that stem from those, they leave in a bitter situation, right? So somebody might still be bitter in the breakup aspect because as you stated, right, as you stated, now if both of them left the situation on some mutual terms and say, hey, listen, it wasn't meant for us, but we got this child or whatever, I don't think nobody in a right mind would bring their child only just something to eat. Like Kim folks said, it might be some bread, it might be some bologna sandwich or some whatever, but they'll still think of the other siblings, regardless of whether they're theirs or not, depending on how the situation split.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say. But let me just say this. So in my specific situation, we broke when we did break up, it was on bad terms. You would have never thought we was gonna ever speak to each other again. But I feel like growth, it was bitter, everything, because the same girl who I was buying shoes and clothes for her kids, he was lying to me, stating that he wasn't no longer messing around with her, and then here she go pregnant with 2 more of his kids. So it's like it was extremely bitter between me and him, but I grew up, I got to a point where you're really not worth the fight, so let's just co-parent for the sake of my child and for the sake of your other children, we got to a point where we just had to make it work. And then once I got over it, because it's like I got over it rather quickly, really. But once I got over it, it was like, I don't know, our relationship just flourished into something beautiful. And it's like I said, me and my baby daddy, we're best friends now. He can call me right now, complain about his girlfriend or complain about his job, and I sit there and do what I'm supposed to do as a friend, which is listen and give him the advice that he desire, but it's like, it was never all peaches and cream between us. It was never all peaches and cream, but I grew up, he grew up as well. So we just had to get to a point where we grew up and just got over it, but regardless of the bitterness between him and I feel like the situation would have still been the same, because that's just the type of man that he was. At the end of the day, I hope I'm safe at saying this, that it shouldn't, the situation shouldn't dictate the tools you have in your toolbox as a man or as a woman or as a person, period. If you're a good person at heart, regardless of what the situation is, that shouldn't change your morals and your aspects on life and the way you handle situations, like certain situations. At least from what I've seen, and a lot of the guys that's in my life, they don't let a lot of outside influences determine how they're going to handle a situation. So I could have called you a dog ass nigga. We could have just had the worst fight of our lives. But if you say you bringing something to eat, he's gonna come and feed everybody. You don't have to feed me. You don't have to do nothing for me. But if you're gonna come feed one child, he gonna come and feed all of them. You see what I'm saying? So he was just built like that. And a lot of the men in my life are just built like that. They don't let our relationship, whether it was tarnished, good or bad, depict how they're going to handle, or how they're going to handle a situation, especially when it comes to the kids. So how you handle me, it's totally fine. I can take whatever you throw at me. But when it comes to the kids, they don't use our relationship to do the kids no wrong, because the kids ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? They just as harmless as somebody on the outside, So, but like I said, this is just the people that I've come in contact with. Besides outside of the men that I have children with, I got friend guys who, when they come over, instead of them handing me money, they come with laundry soap, dish liquid, trash bags, paper towels, tissue, whatever they feel like they can do to help me out, or whatever they feel like my kids may need. Like, they do things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it all depends on how these men were raised. Like you said, we got a lot of men that was just they raised different, they bred different, they got a lot of different tools in their toolbox when it comes to being a man. Now, like I said before, Rome, I can't fault you for wanting to just take care of your responsibility. We can't fault that man for only wanting to feed his child. But at the same time, we're not finna call no man no clown because he decided to come and feed other kids that don't even belong to him either. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And we're not gonna make him feel bad that he didn't do it either. You know, so
people
it really
make
just
it
depends on the dude that you're dealing with.
You know, the breakdown in this whole thing is you gotta look at the glasses half full. Some you know, they always say black men don't take care of their kids. He pulled up to take care of his kids in a time of need. You don't know what was going on with his financial situation. But the breakdown in this whole video was communication. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to get political. I ain't trying to get on my suit. Black folks especially do not know how to communicate with each other. We don't know how to talk to each other. We know how to talk at each other. We're always looking as in this situation, it was more of a crabs in the barrel mentality. She was looking for a knight in shining armor. And, you know, she could have got something together to get a piece of $7, $8 to get a Domino's piece and walk to go pick it up, or put her pride to the side, like I said, and went to the food bank. Or I know the churches be feeding too. It's like, hey, you know, I got some kids at home. My food stamps will come to the 7 for the 11. I find it's funny, it's 7-Eleven. She could have walked to a 7-Eleven and got a couple of big bites. Something, but nah, it's no communication. It was no communication. It was no respect on her part. I'll give it to him. He did handle it correctly, because in certain situations it could have got turned up a whole different notch. I personally would have flipped if she would have threw that food out. Like I said, I probably went down to the courthouse and tried to file for some kind of custody, and she won't be able to see that baby one time out the like, you know, the weekends or some shit. That's just me personally. There was just a bunch of communication breakdowns and entitlement. That's all it was. And serves. I hope this will be a learning experience for her, because now she's going on like, oh, you were doing it. Nah, you knew what your intentions was. They was malicious. Just call them spade for spade. You tried to out somebody and you got outed yourself. Now you got to deal with this, and it's gonna continue, because you know this is the internet. The shit gonna die down. What's today? Thursday. Shit gonna be died down by next week sometime, and then the shit gonna, you know, then of course here comes the memes. You gonna see the skits. You already know how this shit gonna work. Then you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna hit not interested on Instagram. I already did that, because I'm tired of seeing these fucking memes already. So that's my only take on it. I do got to step off the podcast for a little bit, because I did forget that I have a show in an hour. I got to get ready for.
No worries. Well, we definitely appreciate you joining us today.
But I appreciate y'all having me up here. Check y'all podcast out. Both of y'all just DM me. Rome Davis on Instagram. I'm the only Rome out there, probably. Just DM me your Instagram so I can follow y'all. Y'all follow me back. I gotta support Black content creators.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you, Rome.
No problem.
Okay, Chris. Now I seen that you was trying to say something. You got the floor.
Well, I guess it really just you know, it falls down to the situation, the man, as you said, and the type of woman. Because if she toxic and foul and, you know, just got a nasty attitude and just, you know, feeling entitled, you know, then you got some guys that's like, shit, you know, no, I ain't doing shit, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, like, you know, depending on how people departed from one another, if they left each other in a mutual, hey, it just didn't work out, you know, and I'm coming over there to bring my child, hey, have everybody eating, you know, then I can see that. But, you know, you got some women out here that's not so pleasant, and it leave the situation to where you feel like, hey, shit, like, you know, like you said, fuck those children. And he wouldn't have any way to that way towards the children unless he felt that way towards the mother.
Right.
It's really in the feeling type thing. I think it'd be really on some in the feelings type of, you know, because the guy's not obligated, nor is the woman if the shoe's on the other end. But it's something about that woman that has that mother type of thing. It's just like, you know, you had that mother type of thing, regardless of what the situation was between you and dude.
Yeah.
You feel? If he was with girl, you saw a need and you took care of that. You didn't ask for that or whatever. That was just the woman in you. So you got a lot of us out here in this world that do it just because it has nothing to do with trying to get back with the girl or whatever. It's just shit. The rest of them ain't ate. Okay, well, I already know she got some fucked up ass deadbeat ass, other baby, daddies or whatever. So I fuck with the other children. They ain't did shit to me. What they want. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah. So we're just in this work. We're just in the time now to where you got the guys that's coming from emotions, because a lot of them was raised by single parents, and then you got these young ladies to where they full of their emotions, mainly because maybe the shit didn't work out, or they frustrated because of whatever other messed up choices they made and the wrong baby daddies and stuff like that. So I think you got two people that's in their emotions with some situations that didn't didn't work out, and you got that was the outcome of what we saw. While we're this podcast right here.
Yeah. So like I feel like, so was you able to see the second video where she was kind of explaining?
I did a video on it,
Okay. So I was extremely upset with her for doing this video because she just made herself look crazier. Furthermore,
hey, look, honestly, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I saw all of that when she did that. That let me know how crazy she was, how messed up she was. So when she went and did the other one, to me, it was kind of like putting the last nail in the coffin.
Yeah. Yeah. Because now here's my thing. Like I said, she pulled the camera out before the car pulled up. So this ain't nothing new to you. This man been bringing his child McDonald's. You see what I'm saying? So if anything, this should be like clockwork. You knew he was coming. You knew what he was coming for. Why is it a surprise that he only got one Happy Meal? He always only have one Happy Meal. My thing for her is, why not just have that conversation, open up that communication line. Hey, I appreciate you looking out for your son and wanting to feed your son, but I got three other kids here. I know it's not your responsibility, but can you start looking out for them too? Or can you bring, like Rome said, can you bring a pizza next time where it'll be enough for everybody? Because because she kept saying she didn't have her food stamps, or her food stamps didn't come yet. So I mean, I just feel like the community, like Rome said, I feel like a line of communication definitely should have been open. I feel like if this guy, I don't think he didn't come off as the type that would be that selfish to only look out for his child, but then again, he did. But I just feel like if she would have asked him, hey, can you bring food for everybody else? He might have would have did it. I mean, y'all still sleeping together from time to time, which I feel like if this man ain't helping you out with your other kids, why is you still sleeping with him?
Well, okay. Well,
but that just goes to her standards.
But so here's the other thing. I don't think him sleeping with her should equate to him taking care of some children that's not here. It's like paying for it, right? In a sense. So here's the thing. Now, it's when she felt obligated, like that's like when she felt like it was his obligation. That's when the shit went left. Now, here's the thing. I don't think nobody should have to negotiate for something that's not theirs. Now, again, you have to also remember and think about it. The the woman don't have to ask. We do it anyway because we know it needs to be done. Right. You feel me? We know what's going on. We're around. We know what's going on. We don't have to. The woman don't have to ask when she's dealing with that type of man. Mm-hmm. So from the aspect, like I said, she felt obligated. That was one. Two, I don't think it was really nothing to negotiate. But if she would have, and like you said, but I think far as it coming from a man, hearing a woman say something like, hey, listen, like you said, we're gonna start with, I know you bring your, but sometimes there don't be nothing to hear to eat, you know. And for my thing was, if she say, hey, listen, like, cause I'm gonna be like, how am I supposed to know? Now, if you communicate with me to tell me, you know, I'm coming over to bring my son some food because he wanted McDonald's, right? That's what he wanted. We got a line of communication open. It's nothing toxic between us. You feel me? And you know I'm coming over. Okay, so the conversation should have been, I know you're on your way. You about to bring him some McDonald's because that's what he like to eat. I don't have nothing in the refrigerator right now. You know, I don't get my food stamp. So if you could, can you stop and get a little Caesar's pizza, at least steak and bacon? You know, I'm not gonna make you change up the whole damn meal just because. You feel me? So I goes on both ways because again, you get more honey with sugar. You feel me?
Yeah.
So you feel me? So it's like she acting all nasty and stuff like that. I think if she would have came out there in a little decent, in a more decent manner,
more feminine manner.
Yes, in a more feminine manner instead of holding her dick.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, he looked like, again, he looks like the Ben type. He looks like the, I'm gonna try to hold my ground, but she, come on.
And then her having the cell phone in the space didn't make the situation no better. It didn't make the situation no better.
See, look, and he didn't say nothing at first. He's like, what you got the cell phone for? Because she just went in.
Yeah.
You feel me? So he didn't say nothing when he got up. He didn't say, why you got live? What you got me on live? No, he laughing like, what you got the camera for? You feel me? And so she just went in up and exposed your ass. Expose me for what? There you go.
Yep.
So the way that she came out, her energy
was too much from the jump.
Already messed up. You feel me? And she was already feeling some type of way, and she was already triggered by the fact that he's coming and wasn't bringing, and she had to be upset because probably didn't have nothing in the refrigerator. She got the kids that's already crying. She know that this one dad is to take care of his. She mad at the fact that the rest of them probably ain't about shit. You know, probably a lot of stuff going on inside of her to make her click like that. You feel me? So she's not going to be all the way real. She let it be known, but at the same time, she still did not take accountability.
She didn't. And then what a part of the video that really pissed me off, he offered her a solution and she wouldn't even take it. Well, hey, let my son come sit in the car and eat his food in the car. That way he won't eat in front of the other kids. They won't feel no resentment towards him because he got something that they don't have. You know what I'm saying? He offered a solution in the midst of all of the chaos, and she still, you know, wouldn't be in. And I felt like as Black women, a lot of times that be our problem. We won't, because we didn't come up with the solution. We ain't down for it. And I feel like that she showed her true colors when she denied him letting the child come and sit in the car and eat. She showed her true colors because that was the solution to your problem. You know, I understand your other children are hungry. I get it, but it's 2022. You get stimulus food, you getting pandemic food stamps as well on top of your regular food stamps. So we're not finna sit here and make like you ain't have it out, you ain't have nothing to eat, no money whatsoever. Like, I refuse to believe there's people out here that really don't have no money. Every job in the world is hiring right now.
Listen, so if they don't have no grind. They don't want nothing.
None whatsoever, you know. But I mean, then again, she could just be one of them. But my only thing is, he offered you a solution. Hey, well, just let me take my son, let him eat in the car with me then. You know what I'm saying? That way it won't be no resentment from the other kids. They ain't got to sit in his face and watch him eat. He ain't got to share, da. She ain't take that. She ain't want that.
What do you think the hidden underline was? Because see,
I really feel like I don't even think it has anything to do with the food. It ain't got nothing to do with the food. I feel like it was about him. This had everything to do with him and her. This ain't got nothing to do with that food, because if it did, you would have exposed him the last 3 times he brought the baby something to eat and didn't bring everybody else something to eat. Because that wasn't his first time. Because he said I do this every other day. Why is it a problem now? I do this every other day. You see what I'm saying? This ain't had, excuse me, this ain't had nothing to do with the food, but this had everything to do with him and her. I'm pretty sure he probably got a new girlfriend that he posted on social media and she feels some type of way. Somebody else might be pregnant with a baby on the way, or you know, I feel like it's more of that.
Right, he just happy and moved on, and
moved
you feel
on.
me?
He not bitter about it no more.
He ain't messed up about her no more. He just coming there to take, and she feels some type of way, and she got to get some get back. Because even if you was to turn food, what would make you so angry to say, okay, give me the food, and then throw it down,
and then throw it on the floor, throw it on the ground, throw it on the ground,
So that yeah.
And see, a real mama, a real woman with kids, she would have made something shake. It ain't no way I'm finna have one child eating and the other three and they're starving. No, I'm finna make something shake. Cause me personally, what I would have did, I would have found something in the kitchen to cook for all four of them, and I would have ate the McDonald's. You see what I'm saying? Because it's all about being fair.
See, listen, you know, our mothers, you feel me? See, our mothers knew how to put something together.
Oh yeah.
And the women, they watched that and they saw that, because if you got some pork and beans in there,
some ground beef, some ground beef and pork and beans, or some hot dogs, and man, listen.
If you got noodles and some ground beef,
you can make
you feel me? You can mix that together. You feel me? Enough to get them full. You feel me? And every parent got some loose Kool-Aid in the house. I don't care. Some loose packs of Kool-Aid. It wasn't probably what they wanted or whatever, but that was the difference between. That's what made right. They're gonna get full. You feel me? That's the thing. Yes, you're gonna eat and you're gonna get full. So a lot of times they be wanting these kids to have a certain thing, and since they can't get that certain thing, a lot of them are not. To me, I call parenting and being a mother like you had to earn those titles. It can't anybody that's just because you're a female and you got a child don't make you a mother or a parent. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Mm-hmm. It's like being a dude. That don't make you a father. You feel me? And it don't make you a man. You feel me? It's certain things that come with being a man, and there's certain things that come with fathering a children from a man's standpoint, which makes someone want to call you, that's my father, versus that's my dad.
That's my dad.
Yeah. You feel me? How that just don't sound good? Like, that's my dad.
They don't really put enough respect on it.
Because it's not with the word dad, because anybody could be a dad. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So I look at those things like different ways of characterizing certain titles on people. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So you got a lot of these females, these women, these females, I'm gonna call them female, so where they don't have parental guidance, they haven't been taught properly how to be a parent or how to mother a child, to raise them, to become, to be a parent. So that showed right there when I seen that, because if she went from 0 to 100 on dude, I can imagine how she talked to the children.
I only imagine, right?
Yeah, I can imagine how she heard kids. Yeah, that shit comes from the apple.
This video showed me that there's a lot of healing that needs to take place on her part. There's a lot of healing that needs to take place. And it's crazy because I remember being that girl. I remember falling out with my baby daddies over some of the pettiest shit. How you bring him home and don't bring his diaper bag, or how you leave his t-shirt or his onesie at your mama's house. I remember falling out with my baby daddy over some of the small, simplest stuff. But that's because I was still hurt. But once I let that hurt go and that hurt don't hurt no more, boy, you could have brought my son here butt ass naked. I wouldn't even gave a damn. Thank you. I appreciate you. Call me when you're going to come pick him up again. Because a lot of times, dudes be wanting you to still be hurt over a situation. And they hate when they can't get their lick back. They hate when they do shit and it don't make your chest hurt like how they chest hurt. So at the end of the day, she has a lot of healing that she needs to do, because I feel like ultimately she's still hurt. Not only behind her situation with him, but just the fact that, okay, I'm 4 kids in and ain't none of the daddies really here helping me out to a certain extent. You know, I got one and he only care about his child. He don't give a fuck about me, you know. And it's like, I got 3 other kids. We don't know what the situation with their daddies is. If they even calling to check up on their kid, we don't know, you know. So ultimately she really just hurt. And it takes, I can't speak for everybody, but I know for me, it took for me to be down bad and hurt to the point where I couldn't hurt no more. And I just had to get tired. I got tired of begging niggas to do what they supposed to do. I got tired of cussing these bitches out for calling you. You get tired of doing shit like that, you know. And that's where my growth came from, because I just got tired. I got tired. And she still hurt for whatever reason. But ultimately, she gonna get to a point where she gonna get tired. She gonna get tired of falling out with that man because he doing what he's supposed to do for his child. She gonna get tired of that.
Hopefully, well, we'll say the word grow. Hopefully she'll grow up and she'll realize that she's been a recluse for whatever pain or whatever that she hadn't healed from. And she'll have to look back on it and say exactly what it is you said. Because see, some people don't never learn. They too far gone and ain't no coming back. You feel me? Like they actually let their mistakes and decisions, let's say that, they actually made their decision change their whole outlook on life and the next person that they meet. And some people can have been with so many different people to where you don't even know how to be with one person.
Yeah.
You
don't even know how to be with yourself.
I mean, that's first.
You don't even know how to be with yourself.
You're trying to be with a person. You don't know how to cope. You don't know how to be with someone because you've never found who you lost on the inside. So you're looking for everybody you're trying to be with. You're trying to find yourself in them. And, you know, and that's why I tell people, when you meet someone and they saying, hey, I'm looking for someone to make me happy, run.
That's where you go, yeah. Because I need you to come to me already happy. Your happiness shouldn't depend on nobody else. You should already be happy and content with yourself. Yeah. Oh yeah, get the fuck up out of there. If they depending on you to make them happy, run fast to the nearest exit.
For real. So the young lady, like you said, she got to get some therapy, but she'll never admit to it. She's allowed all of the emotions and the hurt and the pain of having the bad decisions with the wrong guys, because clearly her choice of men is jacked up.
Yeah.
So she hadn't, listen, it ain't her fault. Meaning like, we pat her up and, give her a pity party. No, but it's not her fault because, put it like this right here. If she got her head in the clouds, then okay. But if you sit down and peel that banana back, she's just a young, hurt girl that probably didn't grow up with her dad. And through the wrong guys, she looked for that father figure in them. And I think these women, you take them and make them go ahead and just be honest and just get counseling, a lot of therapy that they need. A lot of the things stem from things that happen in their childhood to where you couldn't be this crybaby female. You had to suck that shit up. Yeah. Or you probably had to grow up at an age and start bathing and taking care of shit. You couldn't cry. You probably had shit happen to you so traumatic into where you couldn't little girl that shit because you was forced to be this. So it's a lot of stories.
I understand everything you're saying right now.
Scenarios where I'm not making an excuse for the women that have that same type of lashing out. I think we have to really sit back and just think about, like, she didn't start out being like this. Something had to happen. Yeah. You feel me? To make her because she's beautiful. She's real nice looking. So you feel me? Like, let's find out. And so that's been my thing to keep me from feeling like, oh, fuck that sister, or feeling some type of way. That's my black sister. She been through shit just like I've been through shit. You feel me? And maybe she'll probably understand how to get help because she didn't had this bottled up for so long to where she's not ready to open up and tell somebody, hey, listen, it started from when you feel me? And I didn't have it hurt me. And so I had to tuck that shit in and keep it moving, keep it trucking, whatever. I think women's stories, it explains why they are like, why a lot of them are like they are. And a lot of these guys, why they like they are too as well. It ain't just with the women, a lot of these guys too. Was raised with single parents, raised by their mother and their aunties and sisters and stuff. And they why a lot of women be saying these niggas acting like bitches too, because
that's what they was raised by. Yeah.
They deal with their emotions on some emotional shit. They get emotional. So the chick do like, the fuck, this nigga just as emotional as me.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a lot to unpack. It's not just about the McDonald's and him bringing just one meal. It's more to it than that. Like I said, at the end of the day, she has a lot of healing that she needs to do. And like you said, I feel like communication is probably one of her traumas, because just off of how she started communicating in the first place. She went from 0 to 100 within the first 2 seconds of the video.
Real quick.
So she has issues with communicating. And then I see a lot of myself in that video, because at one point I consider myself too masculine. And I've been trying to find my feminine side, but it's like, as I watch this video, girl, you could have got everything you wanted from that man had you just came off a little softer.
I'm serious.
And it's like, that's something that I'm starting to learn. So even though I have my moments where I can lash out and I'm also at a point where I'm giving you my dainty, my feminine, my nice smile. I'm giving you that instead, because I know that's going to get me further when it comes to getting what I want from you, because that's a man's weakness, so I'm thinking maybe she never had the opportunity to really be that type of girl or be that type of woman. Could be because her father was never around. Could be because she's never had a man long in her life long enough to really bring that side out of her, or it could be because she's never been in a situation where she could even utilize that side, that feminine side of her, because she got 4 children. We don't know how many baby daddies we got, but we know she got more than one. So from the looks of it, these men ain't even staying in her life long enough. No sooner than she break up with one, she get with another one. Here she go pregnant with another baby again, raising them by herself. So it's a lot to unpack with this whole situation. But what I will say is, we can't fault that man for taking care of his only responsibility. And she can't fault him for that either.
Yeah. Look. Yeah, we tell her that shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to see this through her eyes. I can see it to a certain extent, but then it's like I can't, so it's like she wanted him to be something that he not, and she has to be okay with that, because he doing what he's supposed to do. It would have been a totally different tone of video had he not brought anything.
If she knew this, like you said, she could have got whatever she wanted from him. If she knew how to talk and she approached him in a totally different way and said, hey, listen, I meant to call you. I was trying to call you. I ain't got no food in here. You feel me? I don't get my food stamps. She made it like, I don't like, she made everything be his problem. She made her own responsibilities and things that he had nothing to do with be his problem. Like, she just dropped all of this shit in his lap. Like, here, I don't get my food stamps. So here, I got other daddies where they ain't about shit. We ain't gonna even talk about them, but still, fuck that.
Right.
Got siblings. So by the fact that he got siblings or she got siblings, you're obligated to make sure that they eat too as well if he's going to eat. So I just think, so He could have got the she wanted though. She got a lot of anger issues going on inside of her.
Oh yeah. And you know what?
And I
I'm willing
heard
to bet. I'm willing to bet if he would have brought, let's say for example, they eat Pizza Hut, but he brought Little Caesars, I'm willing to bet it would have been an issue with that too. That's how I know I'm pretty sure the food wasn't really the issue. She just made it the topic of discussion because she comes off as the type that if he would have bought enough food for everybody, maybe it wasn't McDonald's, maybe it was something else, she probably would have found something wrong with that too.
like if he would have bought a Little Caesars pizza
Instead of
McDonald's,
Pizza Hut, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure she would have found something wrong with it.
McDonald's for him. Why you come by McDonald's for everybody? Why you bring Little Caesars for my children and didn't,
She would have, even if he would have said, hey, I had already left McDonald's, but I didn't think about the other kids, but I passed the Little Caesars, decided to stop, get them something too. I'm sure it would have been an issue with that as well. So ultimately, it's just a lot of healing that needs to take place. That's all. But yeah, I didn't think we was gonna get that much content off of this situation because it's really just cut down the middle. It's either you on his side or you on her side. But I definitely appreciate your input today, as well as Rome, who had to leave. I appreciate both of y'all's input because we got some really good content from this situation. So thank you so much for joining my show today.
No problem. And again, thank you so much for having me.
You're more than welcome. Go ahead and let the people know about your podcast and your platform.
Okay. It's called the Chris and Chris Podcast Show, and it's on Apple Podcasts, it's on Spotify, Anchor FM, Stitcher, and a host of other podcast platforms, of course. So you guys also can see the Chris and Chris Show on YouTube. So make sure you guys hit me up, the Chris and Chris Podcast Show, the Chris and Chris Podcast Show. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Once again, y'all already know who it is and where I'm coming from. I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is our Coffee and Apple Juice, the podcast. I am your host, Aisha Hadiya. Check us out every Wednesday. I'm going to try to get y'all new content as often as I can. But like I told y'all, I'm outside this summer. So I'm not pressed to get on this mic if it's a concert in my area or if trap karaoke is in my area. Or if it's something for me to do outside and I want to do it, I'm outside and I need y'all to respect it. But I'm going to try to get y'all the content as often as I can. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate my guest, Chris, Rome. I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all know y'all are more than welcome on my platform anytime. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate you. What's up, you guys? It's Aisha Hadiya. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to the Coffee and Apple Juice podcast. Make sure that you're right here with me every Wednesday where I'll give you new episodes where we're discussing any and everything involving the culture. Also, check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.